All right, it's live now. Shriyansh, you can start off.
Okay, sir. Good evening, everyone present here. I'm your host, Shriyan Saxena, and I welcome you all to the Design Hackathon event of 2021. We have present here with us today some very notable individuals who we're really happy to have here. From the CII team, we have Mr. Pradyumna Vyas, who is a member of the World Design Organization and a former director of NIT Ahmedabad. Undoubtedly, he is the most celebrated person in the Indian design industry. He is currently the senior advisor to CII Design. We also have with us Ms. Pooja Sanchala, who is the deputy director of the CII. She is handling the design initiatives under the technology department. Her assignments deal with the design vertical, working on various initiatives of policy reforms, capacity building, competitiveness reports and publications, and many more. She holds a master's in information technology. Finally, we have Mr. Nitish Das, who he has completed his graduation and strategic education from IIM Kozhikode. Through his experience with CII, he has worked on sectors like education, intellectual property rights, and design. He is passionate about involved. He's passionately involved in taking design education to schools. Now, from the DQ Labs team, we have Mr. Umesh Kumar. He is a professional architect and industrial designer from IIT Delhi. He has worked with the automotive industry for over 15 years and has worked with many reputed companies. Now he's shifted his focus to the current generation and he's passionate about involving education, innovating education. His startup Exam Play is a recipient of many awards. He is a founding partner at DQ Labs as well. Mr. Sean Dessa is one of the founding directors at DQ Labs. He has a master's degree in design from IIT Delhi. After a stint at General Motors as a program manager, he went on to pursue his passion in design education at DQ Labs. He mentored and taught students over there. He worked on the exam play project with Mr. Umesh Kumar. Mr. Desa has conducted workshops and seminars for students and teachers in many schools across India. We'd also like to introduce Mr. Dion Desa, who is the co-founder of Exam Play EduTech and also heads outreach for DQ Labs. He's passionate about spreading awareness about design. He's also passionate about the impact of design in the startup industry. Finally, from Deens Academy, we're happy to have Ms. Hemalata Pande, the vibrant principal of Deens Academy Gunjur. Under her guidance, Deens Academy Gunjur was rated best upcoming CBSE school by Education World. We're extremely happy to have her deliver the inaugural address. Hema.
Thank you, Shriyansh. Greetings from the Deens Academy. It is our privilege to host you for Design Hackathon, the design thinking competition as a part of our annual inter-school festival, Volksfiesta. Volksfiesta, the People's Festival, is a platform for students across the country and abroad to showcase their talent and skills in the academic, cultural, and sporting spheres. With the participation of over 480 students this year, Volksfiesta only grows larger successively. Competitions are a way to foster skills and aptitude in students, and therefore, Deens Academy has been partnering with DQ Labs to bring the students an opportunity to develop design thinking faculties over the many years. And with the events going online, participation has become pan-India, and we have had the joy of having international jury too. This year, it is our honor to be co-hosting this event with CII, Confederation of Indian Industry, as we partner DQ Labs. As the principal of Deens Academy Gunjur campus, I take this opportunity on behalf of our founder principal, Ms. Shanti Menon, to welcome Professor Pradyumna Vyas, Senior Advisor at Confederation of Indian Industry and Board Member, World Design Organization. Professor Vyas has been associated with the National Institute of Design, NID, as a faculty, and later he was appointed as the director of National Institute of Design. Professor Vyas has been awarded the honor of Good Design Fellow by the Japan Institute of Design Promotion, Tokyo. He has also been conferred with an honorary Master of Arts degree from the University for the Creative Arts in Farnham, United Kingdom, in recognition of his contribution to
organization-based PV put. Join.
May I continue, please? United Kingdom, in recognition of his contribution to design education and design promotion. It is an honor to have you amongst us today, and I warmly welcome you once again to Deens Academy and Volksfiesta. I also take this opportunity to welcome and greet the founders of DQ Labs, Mr. Umesh and Mr. Dion Disa. Mr. Umesh Kumar is a trained architect, TEDx speaker, design mentor, and an experienced design strategist, apart from being the founder director of DQ Labs. And Mr. Dion is the Chief Marketing Officer, Examplay EduTech Private Limited, and Head of Sales, Marketing, and Outreach for DQ Labs. As always, it is a pleasure to be partnering with you to nurture design thinking in students across the country. I also welcome all the principals, special invitees, participants, faculty, and parents who are attending this event. As we launch Design Hackathon today, we wish every participant a journey of learning and exploring. Thank you.
Thank you, Hema ma'am, for the inaugural address. Now I'd like to call up Professor Pradyumna Vyas to speak about the importance of design.
Mute. Very good morning, and thank you, Shreyans, for introduction, and Professor Hemalata Pande. It's really privilege. I feel it's really privileged to talk to a student. First time I'm talking to the 8th to 12th grade students, and I was in fact waiting to talk. And thank you, DQ Lab, for giving this opportunity. Because these are the formative years. Parents are looking for their career possibilities. Design, particularly, lots of apprehensions parents many times have about design. That design is like an artist or kind of textile prints or something like that. So I thought maybe this is good opportunity for also parents and the school teachers to know that design is certainly becoming in thing for the career development in the future. All of us know that this COVID-19 has posed unprecedented challenges. And we were totally at loss, in fact, in March 2020, that what is going to education? How are we going to really deal with it? And though that Zoom was there, WebEx was there earlier, but we didn't know about it, that this is also possible, that the technology is there. And if we are really put under the challenges of that we have to communicate, then we found our way, and the schools were operating. We all were having meeting, and we are also having this seminar. So this is something which you see the COVID-19 has taught, that if you are thrown in a challenge, then you have to find a way. And technology is there, which becomes enabler. Technology was there earlier also, but then it has become an enabler for taking it forward. And somewhere this kind of aspect which we are talking about, which are human-centric, which are environment-centric, the critical design thinking and design thinking plays very, very important role. Pandemic has also made a point that we are living in a VUCA world, which V stands for volatile, U stands for uncertain, C stands for complex, and A stands for ambiguous. And you all know that everybody was talking public transportation earlier, that for a lesser carbon footprint, we'll have to have a public transportation. The moment pandemic has come, the entire thing was just fizzled out, and people started looking into private transportation. This is the volatility is there, and you cannot just predict the future. And we have to be prepared for the future, and that's why the critical thinking comes into picture. Our country very strong in engineering education, because this country has expanded like anything, and now 1.6 million means almost like 16 lakhs engineers are produced every year. Similarly, the managers are also produced every year, like in lakhs of numbers. Designers who can provide very critical thinking are still minimal today. and which becomes very important in any profession you go. But you'll find that suddenly the design discipline, design thinking, critical thinking is started coming in the front line of challenge to deal with the challenges. And we always talked about that, oh, design you are doing, I don't know what kind of job you will get. You'll become artists, you will become textile designers. But design started seeping in, the creative thinking started seeping in all sectors of career. If you want to be a very good doctor, you need to know a good design thinking. If you want to be a good administrator, you need to know how the design thinking or critical thinking works. If you want to be a good veterinary doctor also, you need to know how design thinking works and how you can really deal with the holistic aspect. And that is what one is really talking about. Unfortunately, the education system in our country post-independence, which has developed, it was developed by the Britishers. And Britishers mainly, they wanted workers in their factory. They wanted people to follow their orders. So they didn't want people to think. They said that, okay, we are telling you how to really solve problem. This is the method. This is the problem. This is the mathematical equation. This is the engineering problem, and you just do that. And that is why education programs have started. There was a definite result was there, and with mugging, with all kind of things, we started getting numbers, but not applying our own mind to solve the problem. And that was something like that getting into and becoming a good worker in the industry. This thing started going on, that yes, we have to follow the order and we have to do that. Creative quotient somewhere was too much at loss, not allowing. And also parents feel that, okay, my son should become engineer, my son should become, or daughter should become doctor, and then there will be a secure. Today, nothing like security we are talking about. We have to really look into how we can get into Startup India, how we can get up into the complex fabric where continuously we are innovating, and that innovation process requires the design thinking, understanding. It is not a rocket science. It is just a process by which you innovate, verify, and get into market or wherever you want to take it. And that is what I think the attempt of the lab is, that they are trying to giving confidence to you, giving this confidence you can do it. It is not only that when you say, sir, teacher, can I do this or can I do this? These kind of hackathons allow you to build confidence in you and also find the solutions and have this I think the strength to communicate that this is the way I feel. Start believing in yourself. And if you have a point of view, you would be able to tell that, and you will be able to prove with the processes which are there. So I think just to give you that where the world is going, you see that industrial revolution, there are 4 industrial revolutions are there. The first one was in 1760, when the steam power was developed. So earlier days, you know, everything was localized. The power was not there. At the most, animal power was there. So when this steam engine, steam power was developed, then the automation or mass production started happening in textile mills and power looms and other things. The second industrial revolution was in 1870 onwards, when the electric power was developed. And when electric power was developed, then this all industrialization started happening. And we started seeing that all products were made on assembly line, and we are just producing one after another and consuming it. And we got into linear economy. You take out the material from the planet Earth, you process it, you assemble it, you put it in the market, and you throw it into the environment. And that is the way consumption started bringing the higher economy, and we started just ruining the environment. And that is the second, which has created very, very what you call wicked problem. That wicked problem is that we try to solve something and something else has emerged. We try to see that our life becomes comfortable with plastic, but plastic has become a major evil in the planet or life of the planet. So this has happened in the second industrial revolution, and we are still into linear economy. And third one is IT, when India started becoming power. And the fourth one is the digital revolution. And this digital, I am telling you why this fourth industrial revolution is where physical, digital, biological boundaries are blurring. And when these boundaries are blurring, you cannot have a mechanical engineering or one social science or something. All these things are coming up. And when multidisciplinary approach comes, the design thinking comes into picture. So when you go through design thinking, you will find that it is not dealing any problem in isolation. It is preparing you to have a bird's eye view that if any problem comes, how are we going to tackle with user point of view, environment point of view, profit point of view, and security point of view, all these point of view. So you will be given a scenario where you will see that you will have a larger perspective about the problem solving or looking into the new opportunities. So I would say that to parents also, that if you really want to see that your child want to have independent mind, want to have fire to start, and all children have fire to start, and we should not curb it, and we should make them the thought leaders for the future. But we must expose them. We must expose them that you can do it. It is possible to do it. But the processes, if you follow, you would be able to do it. You can become a best doctor. You can become the best engineer. You can become the social scientist. You can become whatever. But you have to see a larger perspective. Anything I am doing, what it is doing to environment, what it is doing to quality of life, what it is doing to the neighboring thing. And this geopolitical, whatever you can call it, this in a very broader sense, how you will address these aspects. So one last point I would like to mention is that United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. There are 17 goals. All of you are well equipped with internet. Please today, parents, teachers, and students who have not gone into that, please go through United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. We call them SDG. There are 17 goals. And I think the design thinking and critical thinking and your subject area need to look into. The linear economy, which we are following, we have to change it to circular economy. And the circular economy is that there is no waste which we are creating onto planet Earth, and we are finding a meaning of the waste which we have created and really get into a harmonious living between the sustainable development and the human development. And this balance which we have to create, that we must grow, we must make money, we must have a good quality of life, we must have a responsible way of looking at it, but at the same time, we must have sustainable environment, because our generation or previous generation got into the linear economy and the environment is facing tremendous problem. We want you also to look into that how the circular economy can be brought into the classroom, wherever you are, look into the problem areas. It could be traffic, it could be drinking water, it could be any small thing. And hackathon is going to really help you in how to really solve these problems. And I would say this is an experience which you must go through, and you must tell your friends to do this. It is going to open up your mind completely in whatever field you are going. It is not design thinking, is not for designers, design thinking for everybody. Design thinking is also for innovators who are innovating medicines to working in 250 sectors are there of economic development and social development. You can go anywhere. So I would say it's a great opportunity. I would also like to interact more with all of you with more time to talk about critical thinking, design process, and also looking into that how this wicked problem which is creating that we are trying to solve one problem and we are creating 1,000 other problems, how to really address that with the design process and critical thinking and design thinking. So I wish you a great success in this what you call hackathon which you are doing. Have an experience, and my few things are there which I would like to, I usually talk to a student, and I would like to parents also, teachers also, and students also, that one element in your personality which has to come in is optimism. Without optimism, you cannot do anything. If you are pessimist, and today you see that the media and everything is just talking about negative, how are we going to build the new India? So we have to be optimistic. We can make the changes, we can make the differences. So optimism is something which is very, very important. We have to be disciplined. Discipline is that which allow you to go in certain ways and then you take it forward. And then third is that analytical. We don't have to run behind the crowd, because if we have to become thought leader, we cannot afford to have herd mentality, that one is running without knowing where he's running, you are also following. You have to have some rational and analytical aspect. Ask questions, why you are running, what is the reason for that, and try and get satisfying answer, then only follow. Otherwise you don't have to do that. Respectful, you should be always respectful to your colleagues, your teachers, your fellows, and animals, and everything which are your surrounding. You must be respectful. Actually, the other aspect is ethical. I think the value systems in your learning, there are no shortcuts in life and future. So you have to be ethical and just see that we follow certain principle and go forward. And finally, we have to be humble. We cannot afford to have arrogance. We have to keep our head on our shoulder. And the moment arrogance comes, we stop learning. So always be humble, always be respectful, always be ethical, always be optimistic and disciplined. And I would say that all these things, if you will bring it in your personality, in your attitude, sky is the limit and you can conquer the world. Thank you very much. And I would like to tell you that please enjoy and give your 100% to the hackathon. And I say that you will discover yourself. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Vyas, for those impactful words. There are some very important points you've brought up in the importance of the design hackathon, and most importantly, the optimistic attitude that you talked about. Ability for analytical thinking, ethical, and humility. That was very important. Now I'd like to welcome Mr. Umesh Kumar, who is going to speak about the design hackathon. Mr. Umesh Kumar.
Yeah, thank you so much, Shreyans. And I would like to thank Professor Vyas. It is always a pleasure to listen to your lectures, sir. It always motivates me personally, and I'm a big fan of you. Right? Okay. So let me start with what Design Hackathon is. Just give me a minute. I'm sharing my screen. Right. Okay, I hope you're all able to see my screen clearly without any black marks, objections on the screen, right? Yes. Okay, so we have been doing Design Hackathon for the last 2 years in association with Deens Academy as part of the Volksfiesta festival. Now, this year, we are very excited to be collaborating with CII to scale up the event, Design Hackathon, right? So this Design Hackathon will be the largest pan-India online inter-school event to promote design among students of grade 8 and 12, right? So, all right. So this will be a 2-day online event organized on CII Hive platform. Will be done on October 16th and 17th, which are Saturday and Sunday, so that all the students can participate. Now, there will be 2 levels, junior level and senior level. For junior level, grade 8 to 10 students come at a junior level, and grade 11 and 12 come at a senior level. So we'll be having 2 to 5 students in a team. Now, how Design Hackathon organized by CII and DQ Labs is different than any other hackathon is that here every team and every individual would get personal guidance from a design professional. Now imagine 16 hours of personal guidance from design professionals. It's very, very rare. So there is so much to learn by interacting with these design professionals. And as an outcome, each of the student will be generating a 1-minute video and 5 images explaining the problem that they have solved, the process they have involved, and what is the outcome. And there will be 10 design categories students can participate in. And very exciting thing is the finalists and the winners are recognized during the CII India Design Summit award ceremony in October. And the winners will also get an opportunity to express what they have done to the Indian and international audience. So that's a great opportunity for you to get visibility, right? So these are the 10 different categories of design disciplines that are open for the design teams, the hackathon teams to participate. So architecture, fashion design, UI, UX design, transportation, product, graphic, film and animation, game design, interior and furniture design, and strategic design management, right? So students who are interested in various disciplines or various areas of businesses and professions can choose the discipline that is relevant for them and participate in it. So why design hackathon? Now, design is something that you learn by doing, not by listening. So design hackathon gives you an opportunity to understand what design thinking is and also apply it hands-on during those 16 hours. Now, as I said, this will be done under the direct mentorship of experienced design professionals, which is very, very rare for you to get. Okay. And most importantly, develop key attitude, aptitude, skills, knowledge, and experience to design. So this is the reason why you should be participating in the design hackathon. Now, the big question is, who should be participating, right? So how many of us know the saying of, I want to put a ding in the universe by Steve Jobs? And we all know how Steve Jobs, one person, has changed the way we live, the way we work in the entire world, right? Now, how many of you want to put a ding in the universe like Steve Jobs, right? So all the students who aspire to become leaders have to participate in this design hackathon, irrespective of what you want to become. You want to become policymakers or farmers or doctors, engineers, politicians, teachers, scientists, or entrepreneurs or businessmen. Whoever you want to, you have to participate to learn the process of design, to apply in your areas of expertise and bring in that change that would help everybody to live a wonderful life. So the key student learnings will be these, like developing the growth attitude. So when you're working within a team under the guidance of design professionals, they will help you develop these skills. Now, this is the starting point, right? So you got to start, understand what these skills are, and then slowly use it in your daily life. So from a value perspective, now a training of this sort, if you want to enroll into some kind of institute and do, the value of that training is 20,000 rupees worth. But here in Design Hackathon, we are able to give it for 500 rupees per student only because we have partnered with similar kind of a thought process leaders and institutes, who have believed in this vision that we need to train our youth, and we have to give this opportunity for them so that they can rewrite a better future for the future generations, right? So this is a great opportunity, even in terms of a monetary aspect. So there should not be any reason why you should not be participating in it, right? So coming to the recognition and rewards, all the successful participants will get a CII DQ Labs merit certificate, because it is not easy to sail through those 16 hours, learn and bring a fantastic outcome. So all the participants will get merit certificate, and there will be Wacom and Stedler kits for the winners, and of course vouchers for all the participants. The outstanding work gets opportunity to present their work at CII Design 2021, and of course DQ Lab scholarships will also be given to all the deserving candidates. Apart from that, a school would get, the school that has performed really well would get 25,000 rupees in cash and also a rolling trophy. So the last 2 year rolling trophy winners, the first year winner was National Center for Excellence, Bangalore. And the 2020 winning school was DPS East, right? So they have been awarded 25,000 rupee cash prize and 18,000 rupees worth of gift sets for the 29 finalists from the DPS East, Bangalore. So this is a means of encouraging the schools to represent maximum participation of the school so that the school can benefit, right? And the last year overall winners was has gone to graphic and UI UX design. So Bhavya, Sanjana, and Anusha. So these were the students who were also got the Wacom tablets and other gifts and scholarships and etc. Right. All right. Now, how to participate? So we are able to only accommodate 750 teams, because to accommodate 750 teams, how many design professionals and support individuals we need to accommodate? We have to gather 1,000 design professionals to make this happen. So we cannot go beyond 750 teams, addressing 750 teams. So guys, it is a great opportunity. Please express your interest. This link has been shared with all of you. If not, I request Dion to share this link. Please express your interest. Please mention your school and the school coordinator's name so that we can get in touch with them and share the further details so that you can participate in it. And as I said, it is 500 rupees per student per team. So maximum of 5 students in a team. So the per team cost for participating is 2,500 rupees. But we have an early bird offer, which comes to 1,500 rupees per team for the registrations that are done on or before 1st of September. So I request all the students, parents, teachers, and principals to utilize this great opportunity and give your students an exposure, an amazing learning experience and exposure in design thinking, and help everyone build a great future for us and our future generations. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Umesh, for that. Now, I'd like to hand the mic to Mr. Dion to handle any questions or answers that you might have.
Right. Thank you so much, Sriyansh. Umesh, there's been a question that's asked. One of the questions is, will we be assigned teams or can we choose our teams?
All right, good question. So you can create your own teams. Okay, so you can formulate teams within your school, let us say grade 10 to 12. So you can find students of same wavelength or complementing skills. So you can form a group of 5 and attend. All right. If you do not have enough students who are interested, okay, you can also collaborate with other school students and you can join. But the teams have to be done by your own effort. So we would accept the teams that you represent.
Okay. Just 1 second. All right. Right. So one of the things that students have been asking, apart from the number of people in the teams, right. So the expression of interest, the link for expression of interest, that link is going to be shared. It's shared on the YouTube live channel description of this particular video. I'll share it over here as well. Now, Umesh, if we can go back to one of the previous slides.
Yes, Dion, please tell me.
Yeah. One of the slides where it talks about the evaluation process, right? Or the, yeah. Right, over here. This, whoa, no, yes, this particular one, the student learnings, right? How important is growth attitude in, how impactful will the design hackathon be on growth attitude?
Right. So when you start deep diving into the process of design, there would be so many circumstances which would pose uncertainty to you, right? So you would have to take some decisions based on your intuition and the data that is available, right? Even though there are people who are saying that, okay, maybe that is not the right choice, right? So this is the time where you need to have that positive attitude and belief in yourself. And that is where the growth attitude comes into play, right? In fact, if you look at any leader, okay, so they are full of this growth attitude, right? Even if you make even if there is a failure, even if you make mistakes, right? You look at the bigger picture, you learn, you correct your mistakes, and you go forward, right? So it is, I think it's a very important aspect an individual should have, and it also will be developed as you deep dive into the design thinking and doing process.
All right, very interesting. Right. Another aspect over here is embracing failure, right? Another key thing which people, not everyone can be winners, but what is the learning from this?
All right. Okay. So I would like to tell a small story that has happened with me. All right. When I was studying in IIT Delhi, I think first semester or second semester, we were given a semester project, and I did my best effort, but I could not complete the project. Right. So I was very, very disappointed that I could not complete the project, and I did not turn up for the jury as well. So I was in my room. I was just trying to continue doing what I was doing, and I was very sure that I'm going to be given a fail F grade for my work, right? So at that point of time, I got a call from my professor, Professor Das, and he said, Umesh, where are you? What happened? So I said, sir, I tried my best, but I could not complete my work. So I don't think I'm in a position to share my work to the jury. He said, no, don't worry. I know what you have done. Please come with whatever work you have done. And I went the last minute, and I showcased my work and etc. And you'll be surprised, and I was surprised that I got A+ for my project, right? So you never know, right? So see, failure is a notion, right? So we have some expectation. When we do not meet that expectation, that is one way of failure. Or we do something and the people do not recognize, that is the other one, right? So it is very important that you understand the reason behind the failure, and you embrace it, and you correct yourself, right? And the most important thing is you got to have mentors. Like I had my mentor who has supported me, who has given me the confidence that don't worry, please go ahead and submit, right? So that kind of a quality mentorship is what matters for developing all these, and especially embracing failure, right? So the design professors who are associated with us for the design hackathon, they're all very well experienced people who understand the difficulties a student will go through while doing this design process, right? And they are there to support you, right, in developing all of these qualities and also embracing failure. Right, Dion?
Right, very interesting. Thanks for that, Umesh. Now there are a few questions regarding the participation. I may answer some of these questions. Okay, so one of the questions is it necessary to represent a school and give the coordinator's number, since some of them are unaware of our participation in the design hackathon?
All right,
Umesh?
you want me to take that? All right,
Yes,
okay.
yes.
So, right, unfortunately, the schools are happening online. I understand, and networking would be difficult among your maybe seniors. Juniors, you'd always have a WhatsApp group or some kind of a way of communicating, but maybe with the seniors, it may be a problem. But what I suggest is, you would know, since you are in the school, you know about your seniors who would have some kind of an inclination towards or passionate towards creating something meaningful in the future, right? So you can spot those leaders, right? So what I suggest is, the first step has to be getting in touch with them, or take help of your teachers. Express your interest to your teacher and tell that, okay, so I'm a single guy, or maybe I have 2 more people and we are looking for 3 more students to join. Take help of your teachers to identify the right people, and you can formulate a team. Now, let us say that is not possible. Then look beyond your school, all right? Maybe your friend in your own apartment or etc. So talk to them. If they are interested, you can both come together and you can represent. Now, when 2 people of different schools are participating, please mention both your school names. All right. So we are not restricting the participation participation only to within the school. It can be between the schools as well. Okay, so please understand the objective here. The objective here is to help you learn design thinking and design doing. It is best done when there is a group of students, right? And we are trying to facilitate this group of students, and the choice is yours. All right. Okay.
Thanks.
Right.
Thanks for that, Umesh.
Thank you.
Right. So one of the questions here is, can the team size of students be less than 5? The answer to that is yes. It has to be more than 2, but less than 5. All right. So a maximum of 5 students and a minimum of 2 students is what you require. The next one is Neerav Gupta is asking, can students of Deens Academy also join? So this is a lovely question, which I would like to address. Deens Academy students are hosting Volksfiesta, and this hosting, as per their internal rules, that students cannot participate in events, and they can only be the hosts. So it's an interesting way that the management of Deens Academy is encouraging their students to take up leadership roles, right? So the students of Deens Academy have a different role to play, and it's an interesting role. Please enjoy that. So as far as participating in the Design Hackathon, they will, you all will not be able to participate. However, those who do volunteer are assured they will be getting some form of participating recognition from DQ Labs, and that's going to take you a long way. So we're going to, from DQ Labs and of course CII, of course. So that's going to take you a long way. All right. So hope I've answered your question, Neeraj.
Leon, I would like to add something here.
Mhm.
As a volunteer, you would get opportunity to see what other teams are doing, as you will be coordinating between the teams and the mentors and the professors, right? So you would get a very unique experience of volunteering, and that is also invaluable, right? Yeah.
Absolutely. Right. So some of the classes. Okay. So Bhavmanyu is asking, will the school help in forming the group? Bhavmanyu, you may have to reach out to your school coordinator. What you can do is fill up the form, the expression of interest form. I've shared it here in this Zoom chat box, and it's also shared on the YouTube link. So once you do that, please put in your teacher or coordinator, and we can also reach out to them and ask them to help you in forming a team. So that's what we can do for you. So the next question from Rishita Vutukuri. So can students from 7th grade also participate? And similarly, questions from 6th grade. All right. But also on our YouTube chat, there is a question. Can we still participate if we've just passed out of class 12 2 weeks ago?
These are tough questions. So I think we'll have to discuss about this internally, and we'll come back on that. Right.
Yes, but at this point of time, the thought process is that it's open for students from class 8 to class 12, right? Okay. Just 1 second. Right. I'm just looking for more questions. Students from which grade? Okay. So there are questions of students who are in 3rd grade and 5th grade. So they are also asking questions. So that's something we will probably, maybe third grade and fifth grade, maybe a little too young. But we'll get back with you, as Umesh said. How many teams from each school can join? This is a question from Dia Shah.
All right. So we are limiting the number of teams per school. It will be limited to 10, right? If more number of teams participate from the same school, they will be kept under waiting list. Okay, so once we finish our registrations, if there are any openings that are available, then the waitlisted teams will be allowed to join.
All right. So there's one more question, one more point to address. Students who've just passed out of class 12, they will not be able to participate in this at this point of time, because this is probably an inter-school competition. So this activity is going to happen in October. So if we do open up a category, we'll let you know. Please do fill up the form, the expression of interest form, and we will probably address that a little later. All right, we'll reach out to you in case it's required. Right. So are there any other questions that are, if there are any more questions that you'd like to ask, please feel free to ask. Right. All right. So, but in the meantime, till we have more questions, Umesh, I wanted to ask you, what will a mentor do? Now, you mentioned that for every team, they're going to get one mentor and one faculty, right? So what are those, what's the role that they're going to play for each student?
All right. So every team will be tagged to a design student mentor. Now, this design student mentor is somebody who is studying their final year, either in architecture, fashion, or design. So which means that they very well know the process and they have actually worked on the projects and all of that. And each of such team will also be tagged to a design professor. So what happens is, before the event, we would be sensitizing you all to what the design process is and all of that. On the day of the event, we will be announcing the theme, right? So each year we have a different theme. So the purpose of the theme is that within your category, you associate with the theme, find a problem worth solving, and you apply the design process and you come up with solutions, and you present those solutions through a 1-minute video and 5 images. So the role of a design mentor is to be with you to help you assist that you follow the design process correctly, you're going in the right route. And let us say if there are any obstacles that come along the following the process, then they will help you overcome those obstacles, right? And so that is the role of the design mentor. They will be there to assist you, to help you to follow the design thinking and design doing, right? Now, of course, all this is done under the guidance of design professor.
All right, Umesh, thank you for that. A question from Kavin. Can there be independent students participating in this, right?
No. Unfortunately, as I said, the best learning happens when there's a team and you're working in a team, all right? So we are encouraging for you to find your teammate and participate, right? So that will help you in a lot of ways. Maybe this teammate that you're looking for could be your future business partner. Who knows, right? It's a great opportunity to go find and make friends and come together with a common cause and solve a problem, right? So this will be a team activity, not individual activity.
Yes, that's fantastic, Umesh. Actually, I like this question because you know, in a professional environment, nobody works alone, right? Everybody needs to coordinate with somebody else, and there's always coordination, there's always collaboration, there's always conflict within teams, right?
Right.
And learning these skills, how to manage conflict, how to agree upon something that you'll absolutely disagree upon, those are fabulous skill sets to learn. And as part of Design Hackathon, this is what we want you to learn. It's the winning the prize is a different thing, but it's so much beyond that, right? So that's where it's important for you to work as a team and find someone that you can work with. All right. Next question. Who is the single point of contact in case I have doubts later on? So Stephen, Samuel, what we'll do is, please do fill up that form, the expression of interest form. We will soon be launching the registrations on the CII website. So once you hit that, there will be a single point of contact assigned to you. So please fill in the form and we'll be in touch from there. Now, there's a question from Anandavalli. I have a doubt. Apart from an individual fee of rupees 500, do we pay 1,500 as registration fee, or is it just 1,500 early bird fee and 2,500 later on? Umesh, would you? Yes.
Right.
What you need.
So the participating fee per team in Design Hackathon is 1,500 rupees as an early bird offer until 1st of September 2021. So let us say there are 5 students in each of the team. Then with the early bird offer, per student cost is 300 rupees, right? So after 1st of September, you would have to pay the full fee, that is 2,500 rupees per team, considering each team has 5 students. So per student cost will be 500 rupees. I hope that clarifies.
Okay. Right. Now, there's a very interesting question by Meghna Singh. Is there any possibility in future that apart from students, can professionals also have a platform to participate in Design Hackathon?
Right. So that's an interesting question. I think Pooja is on call. So Pooja, would you like to answer that about the Young Designers Award?
Sure.
Yeah.
So thanks, Umesh, for this opportunity, and really a great question, Meghna. So it's all because we want to get into each and every sphere of design thinking and motivate students and young designers plus industry to take up the design initiatives forward in their organizations and to make our country, design design best and to bring in the expertise here. So we also have an initiative called Young Designers Awards, which is purely catering to the kind of ideas and design concepts which are not yet in the market, but that ideas and concepts will be again evaluated, nurtured, and then look forward to get into a proper frame of launching in the market. So those kind of initiatives are also going on. You may probably have a look at our website, which is ciidesign.in, and more information about the Young Designers Awards is mentioned over there. So I'll be happy to get in touch with you, and I'll share my email ID here in the chat box so that you can, get in touch with me later on. Thank you.
Phenomenal. Yes. So I think just to add here, I think that the team or at CII, that's Professor Vyas and Pooja and Nitish, are doing a fabulous job in promoting design awareness and actually implementing design across India. And also promoting Indian designers abroad and the collaboration of foreign and Indian designers, So they play a huge role in industry in promoting design in India as a whole. And that's something that we believe will change India at a much larger level. All right. And they are the key players in this part. So thank you all for that. Right. So, right. So I think we have a final question from Nidhi. Now, can students participate from 2 different branches of our school?
Definitely, yes. Definitely. That is possible. Yes, Nidhi, you can do that.
Yep. So you're free to do that. You're free to choose your batchmates. You're free to choose. The other thing is that all the members of the team need not be from only class 8 or class 9. They can be from class 8, class 9, class 10. So you can group yourselves together based. Um, you can find skills in your friends that you think is important for your team, and you can collaborate and make it. So it could be across classes as well. Yeah. Okay. Now, you're right. So Pooja has sent her contact details, which I will also upload um, on the YouTube channel. All right. So I think that's about it in terms of the questions. Please be in touch. Fill up the expression of interest form, and we will be happy to address any queries that you may have. It's open to principals, it's open to teachers, it's open to collaborators. Whoever wants to be part of this event can fill up that form and let us know. Students, of course, you need to fill up that form, and we will get in touch with you over the next few days. Right. I think that's about it from the question and answer session. So over to you, Shriyansh.
All right, everyone. Since there are no more questions, I'd like to thank the CII team, Professor Vyas, Ms. Sanchala, and Mr. Nitish Das for attending our session today. DQ Labs, Mr. Umesh Kumar, Sean Dissa, and Mr. Dion. All and obviously all the participants who attended today. I would like to thank all of you. Right then.
All right. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
everyone.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank
All
you.
the best.
Yes.
Thank you all.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.